All right, hello and welcome to season 10, episode 3, Twin Falls. And for those who would never see it, probably at the end of the episode for this one, Bob has like a little bird. So shout outs to that. Just holding a little bird. That's the good content that we strive for in our Bob paintings. This is an interesting background. Because he has like the hints of blue. I don't know if I'll be able to like accurately get those in or not. Oh, the sky's like kind of crazy. They played that episode yesterday. Was it a blue jay? It didn't look like a blue jay. It didn't look like a blue jay. Oh, and hey Prak. Hey Gary. Prak about to bring Gary with him on Friday. Like, hey, this is Gary. Yeah, you should definitely like be better by Friday, Prak. Same with David. David's been like sick for like a week. I'm like, ain't no way you're still gonna be sick by Friday. Fuck off with that being sick nonsense. I should probably still... I never ended up getting a flu shot. I should probably get that at some point, maybe. Would be a good idea. Just because I remember, like, in November, my dad was like, hey, do you want to go get the flu shot and new COVID shot? And I'm like, sure. Because we're just going to get them at the same time. Like, both of them on the same day. And then he was like, oh, the pharmacy doesn't have, like, one of them. So it's like, oh, we'll just wait till, like, they get it or whatever. And then we just never went. Or I never. He never, like... He was never like, hey, they have it, by the way. You want to go? I was like, all right. I gotta do this myself at some point, I guess. So it'd probably be hyped to get that still. He has had multiple episodes featuring a bird. This is true. This is true facts. And Gary's working. Gary's not twerking, he's working. Butter. You know what's messed up though? We found out that the Chad ice cream place, Prank, and you can listen also, G, that they, as of like a couple days ago, were doing like this limited time like cookie flavors event. I know like they had like Biscoff cookies. They had the gingerbread one back. Gingerbread from there is so fucking good. They had a brookie, which I'd never heard of before, which is apparently just a brownie plus cookie combo. I'm like, damn, they got some good things on here, probably. You want birthday cake? So it's weird. They have, like, if you get a ice cream cone, you can get it dipped in, like, a flavor. And for that one, they have birthday cake flavoring. But then if you get, like, the flurry, the option is cupcake. Which I imagine it's the same thing though. Like I'd be surprised if they're two different things entirely from each other. But like I don't know if they actually are different or if it's just like, yep, this one is just called cupcake even though it's the same thing. I don't know. The cupcake flurry though is pretty nice. I like it. I'm a fan. Are you a fan of it, G? Is that what you're gonna get next time you're there, Prak? Birthday cake / cupcake, something. I can confirm the birthday or the cupcake flurry is nice. Also, G out here on the grind watching Bob Ross last night. I haven't like actually watched like the Twitch channel in so long. It's been a minute. What kind of sickness do you even have, Prag? How bad is it? I like to have them up on the weekends. Support local artists. True. Support our local Bob. Isn't that right? Ad playing right now. You think it's just a cold? Well, it should be fine. All right, see you on Friday, Prac. It's actually messed up. It's messed up because I was asking Vince, I'm like, oh my God, Vince, are you available at all this weekend? And he was like, well, he showed us like his work schedule, and he's on Saturday and Sunday working from like 1 p.m. to like 8 p.m. or something like that. It's like the entire day. It's like a huge like just damn get fucked moment. It just rip all day. And then on Friday, I think he works through the morning, so he's off by like 1 or something. But then Blue Bob doesn't get here until like potentially like 9 or 10 p.m. So I'm like, well, damn, Vince would just miss him anyways. Ugh. Blubbers. You wanna play RuneScape before? But Prac, BB. BB Blubbers? Prac, you can play just grind RuneScape while you're here. Take tomorrow off, grind RuneScape, and then get lit with us. So it can be practice for getting lit next week. Or for the, I guess 2 weeks from now. Hannah. Tissue Pink House Forever. How's it going? You're available this weekend? Awesome. We'll see you there. Could I use some of this? Do we have like, no. We can't go past, like only these two are valid. It's not the right color. Like I just don't have this like turquoise-ish color. It just doesn't exist in Mario Paint. There's just nothing I can do. I could, like, I think this kind of works. And I get together, yeah, Blue Bob is coming by this weekend. Rare footage. Rare footage. A BB's coming by. And then Prac is maybe gonna come by, but he's like, ugh, butter. I wanna play RuneScape and lay in bed, and I wanna grind League, and I need to get my farming up, and I need to, play ARAM. And I need to cook taquitos. Yeah, I know Prac. I know Prac. How many games of chess is he gonna play? I don't know. Actually, downtown at the park, there's like an area that has like just a table with a chess / checkers board on it. I'm just but you have to like bring your own chess / checkers pieces, I guess, because there's definitely none just like sitting there. So rip that. Yeah, then David is like potentially coming now or not. I don't know, because he was in Disney like last week. I remember he messaged. Actually, it was in my Discord. He posted it. I think it was in the RNGeedle channel. I think we just ended up talking about this. He was like, I've been drunk for like every day. I'm like, damn, this guy is doing GDQ. This guy's doing GDQ at Disney, just getting drunk every day. Like, how expensive is that? Just like drinking every day at Disney, I wonder. No, that's not the right color. I guess we just use this. Are you going to Chicago, Cats? I honestly don't know if you are. I guess if you're not, though, you could come over here. Just walk over real quick this weekend. Nah, same. It should be included in the price. I know David said that they were staying at like one of the hotels like on site. So maybe they had some like a giga package that's like, yep, you can get free drinks at these places or whatever. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I haven't actually like hung out with him since he got back home, so I haven't really got a chance to like ask about the trip. I don't know, ain't no way though he's gonna bail on us. He can't be fucking a bitch out here like, oh, I'm sick. It's been over a week, he can't be sick still. Fuck off. Like, right guys? Can't be sick still for over a week? Nah. At that point, you're just playing. If I had more of a notice, I'd book a flight high key, actually. That'd be crazy. Like, okay, I'm not in Saskatchewan anymore. What if he has an Omega virus? Not the Omega virus. Wait, I got some new omega-3 supplements. Can that give me an Omega virus from that? I wonder. Only if it gives you an Omega lol. That's a good point, actually. Okay, my sky looks like a mess, honestly. It's a total mess right now, honestly. Oh, actually, you should have came up this last weekend, Cats, because Osmos was doing like a Mother's Day sale on the app, 25% off anything and everything from Friday to Sunday. I had to sneeze. And I'm like, damn, that's a crazy deal. So we got Osmos on Friday. And David said he got Osmos Saturday and Sunday. I'm like, you're crazy, David. Crazy getting the Osmos back to back. Gotta tell him stuff's going on. I can book flight and time off. Damn. She's ready to fucking game. I didn't think you were out here like that. David wasn't on a bird watching cruise ship, was he? I don't think he was on a cruise ship while at Disney, as far as I'm aware. Is this Sky a mess, chat? Give it to me straight. Is this Sky a mess? Tickets for that cruise start at $16,000. Oh my god. How many tickets did you buy though? That's the real question. That's the real question. You like this guy? Okay, it's good then. We're good. Shit. I had to basically limit my vacation usage for the last 2 years so that I could have an entire year in advance for whatever I wanted, trying to take spontaneous trips. Damn. Well, in that arc, huh? You're like Owl's mom, apparently. Just be like, okay, I'm going to the Bahamas for 3 weeks. Bye, bitch. I'm trying to be in that kind of scenario. Like, alright, fuck it. I'm going on a trip for 2 weeks. Fuck it. That'd go kind of hard, though. You bought -0. Okay, okay. Okay, I see ya. Right, Gary, who's working right now? I was talking to Justin about this earlier before stream, but like a little annoying thing, because I started taking like calcium because I'm like I never have like dairy or things with calcium in it hardly most of the time. So I was like, maybe I should start taking calcium. So then I started taking calcium, and I didn't have to buy any because Skittle randomly just had a bottle of calcium citrate with vitamin D that they've never used, because they're like, yeah, I bought this a while back and just never used it, so I ended up not needing it. So I was like, oh, cool. And like on the front, it's like 1,000 milligrams of calcium. But then in small text below it, it says per serving. And then you check the back of the bottle and a serving is 4 fucking pills. And there's 90 pills. So it's like, you only get like, if you were to take like 4 a day, you'd only get like not even a month out of this bottle. And I'm like, that's such a scam. That's like such a giant scam. And you know, like they're being like intentionally like sneaky about it, because I feel like most people like wouldn't bother checking to see how much you're actually getting out of it. Which like feels bad, just deceptive marketing. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I've 100% seen it for omega supplements before, where it's like, take 3 pills like 4 times a day or something absurd like that. I'm like, huh? Who's out here doing that? I'm not trying to take like 10 pills. Oops, you get like 2 days of usage out of this bottle of pills you paid for. Oh shit, pill bottle at G. You now accrue vacation at a rate of 4 weeks per year, which is PogChamp. Do you get to like keep them? Like, do they carry over? Or is it like, oh, you didn't use it this year, guess you lose them? Which is always cringe whenever I've heard like companies be like that. Like, yep, you just lose your vacation if you don't use it. But I guess in that case, it's like, if you're not gonna use it, then you could just like do stuff like, oh, yep, I'm just gonna take like I remember Cloud, he was saying like a while back, one of his coworkers did it where they took off like every Friday for like 3 months or something because they just like didn't like use their vacation for anything and they weren't gonna use it, so they just like had like a 4-day week for months. Which sounds kind of based, like if you're not gonna use it, like fuck it, just do something like that. You can only carry over 5 days, but you'll use it up. At least you can carry some over. Like, I guess they wouldn't want people being like, oh, yep, you have like 6 months of vacation. Like, yep, okay, time to just not work for half a year. Like, I think, I guess like that makes sense, but it's still like, damn. Yeah, scummy when it's like, oops, you outright just lose it. At least your company, they let you carry some over. For cats. You know, that's like with the dumbass meal plan thing in my college, which thankfully I never had to pay for because I didn't stay on campus ever, so I never like was forced into getting the meal plan. But at my college, if you stayed on campus, you had to buy the meal plan. And I remember like it worked like if you had like I guess X amount of like credits you could use on like these places, like these restaurants throughout the semester / year. And if you didn't use up all the credits by the end of whenever like it would expire, it would just like reset. Like you wouldn't get to keep any of it. And then I remember like when COVID was hitting, like somebody like moved in to the college house that I was at, and they were saying that, oh, because of the pandemic, they decided to like let people like keep like roll over their meal plan credits to the next semester because of the pandemic fucking everything up. And it's like, bruh, so they could have just done it this whole time, but they were just being greedy about it, obviously, as schools tend to do, unfortunately. Just so dumb. I was like, that's so fucking lame hearing that. Like, why? Schools, when they can squeeze as many dollars out of their students as they possibly can. The thing I hate about getting paid extra for working night shift, my paid time off only paid me daytime wage, so anytime I took a vacation, you'd lose out. That's really fucked. You're working night shift, but then it's like, yep, your time off only pays you for your day wage. Like, that doesn't even make sense. That'd be like if you were at a company for like, I've been here for 5 years and I make like $10 or something above like the baseline pay. And then if it was like, oh, yep, but when you take time off, you only get paid minimum. And it's like, that wouldn't make any sense. Like that makes no sense to me. Like, how is that allowed? Fucked up. Was that one of the old at the the shitty hospital from like a few years ago where you're like, I hate this place, I'm leaving? I'm charting, but I'm leaving. Ugh, I'm charting, says G. Both places? You tell me 2 places did that? What the fuck? Not the flashbacks. She's like a dirty green. I could maybe try this one. Yeah, that kind of works actually. We're getting more adventurous with the colors. Also, you're getting 4 weeks next year, Prac, Pog. That's huge. That means you can start taking off Fridays to come hang out with us and get here not at like 9 p.m. Like, hey, I'm here at 4 p.m. I'm like, no, I have to save it for GDQ. It's still a little tragic that I will not be going to SGDQ, because like originally I was like I would like to go to that, but also rip that idea. There was the consideration though at one point. AKA like sometime last year. There was a consideration of trying to make SGDQ work. That plan is dead. Not happening. Unfortunately. You suffer the entire year without visiting online friends. Or do you already have like your room and such figured out, or is that still to be determined? I don't know if anyone else, if any of the other homies are going to summer games done quick. Like, I feel like I largely was like interested in going because it's like fucked up that it would have been 10 years since my first GDQ. SGDQ 16. Kind of fucked to think about that still. I'm like, bro, how is that a thing? I think about that in the context also, I guess because I'm supposed to be seeing Blue Bob this weekend. It's like also like, damn, like, it's wild that I've known him for like that long. I think that's like a crazy like way to think about it also. So I also think about stuff like, damn, like I've known David since like 2011. How was that a thing? How was that a thing? How have I known him for so long? Going for groceries? Oh my god, I'll enjoy the groceries. I hope they go amazing. We're potentially actually getting groceries later as well. I don't know for sure if we're going. I was originally considering streaming some Rivals after Mario Paint. I don't know if I will though. Because I was like, well, if we're gonna go get groceries, I probably shouldn't commit to doing a run. So, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is gonna be. I just don't know. So you're rooming with Hylian K. Hog? Nope, that goes. Is it just the two of you in a room, or is there gonna be more DLC friends incoming? You want your own beds? Damn. I think the only time I've ever had my own bed at a GDQ, I think was like for a couple nights, potentially. I think it was at AGDQ 2020 when like Yoshi left like partway through the week. I'm pretty sure that was Yoshi, and I think I like had like a bed to myself for like a couple nights. I never really minded like sharing a bed with someone though at GDQs. Didn't really mind. I guess it especially helped that like we'd usually be drunk AF, so it was pretty easy to fall asleep. Just get in bed like, all right, time to pass out. My connect room with someone. The connecting room is an experience. I don't know if you've had the experience before of having a connecting room with somebody. See, that was always crazy having the connecting room at GDQ with all of us. Back in the day. And like I remember at SGDQ 2018, because 2018 and 2019 were in the same hotel for SGDQ, and I remember like we had like whatever like the 2 rooms were, and then the next year at 2019 we got the same 2 rooms. It was the same number, and I was like, bro, that's crazy, getting the exact same room number 2 years in a row for both rooms. It's gotta be like one of the most tragic things of modern era, not really going to GDQs anymore. I'm also glad I got to experience them when they were like super lit. I mean, when I went in 2024, like it was obviously really fun still. But damn, like if older GDQs, they had like a vibe to them. There was just something about how they were. I don't know, like did GDQ ever like start getting back to like pre-pandemic numbers for like attendees? Cause I feel like after pandemic fucked things up, I think there was like a good while where they were like not at all close to like AGDQ 2020 and before numbers. I don't know if it's still like that or not. It was like a whole event though back in the day of trying to like get your registration. Like you had to fucking be locked in for that. You had to be ready, credit card in hand. Because you were like, I don't want to be in wave 2. I want to make sure I get my badge and everything. So it was crazy seeing like, oh, you can just kind of like wait. Well, I remember like my first like 2, I think SGQ 2016 and 2017, I remember like, I'm pretty sure it did not fill up like super quickly. Like you were able to like register like a week after it opened and everything. But I feel like in like 2018 to 2020, you had to be on that shit because it started like selling out so quickly for wave 1 for badges. Maybe next year though, we'll be in good arc and can go to things again. I just like don't really like, go to like events at all these days. Maybe we'll get there again at some point in time. That's a definite though, unrelated to that. Like, I have not used my LinkedIn in so long, but I'll still get like emails and such about just notifications for things. And I did get like a notification today for this like art position that I was like, huh, that seems like a potentially something that I could actually be qualified for. You know, the listing does specifically say, oh, submit your portfolio, resume, and recent works. And I'm like, I super don't have a portfolio anymore, an online one, because I used to have a portfolio website. I guess I technically still have it, but I just like haven't paid for it in a long time. So aka it's just been like in limbo, because I just like wasn't using it for a long time. So I was like, well, why would I bother paying for this if I'm not like actively using it? I'm just kind of wasting money by just paying for it like every month. And it has like a lot of, it's just like super out of date, I feel like. So I was like, I don't know, I'll probably make a better one someday. But I'm like just thinking of applying to this thing and like just not even like submitting anything for a portfolio. I guess it's kind of weird that they like specifically were like, we want like a portfolio and recent works. Like I feel like it would be, you'd want one or the other, right? I don't know why they'd want both. Maybe like an overall portfolio to see like, oh, let's see this person's like range of work maybe. I don't know. See what they can do. So maybe I'll do that. Be crazy if they actually hit me up with something. Would go kind of hard. It's just boom. I'm like a turbo, like running out of space. This is like a 50% chance. Take a shot every time I run out of space in a Bob Ross painting at the bottom. Let's see, what are we at? 38 minutes. I feel like I've been going decently quick on this one. It's been a while since I think it's been a while since I've gone a sub 1 painting. It's been a minute for me. So I'm liking this brownish color. I've never used this one before, but I'm just like going ham with it in this painting. Exploring the alternate colors of Mario Paint that aren't just the default palette. Which, speaking of art things, since I finally PB'd in Glitchless yesterday, shouts to that, shouts to anybody who might have missed that, because I was streaming on a Sunday where I don't normally, and it was a holiday, so people were probably out doing things, potentially, but I was like, oh, does that mean this is me, we get to do a thumbnail illustration for the first time in a minute, because I don't have a custom YouTube thumbnail for Glitchless any percent. I'm like, that could be fun. It's been a while since I've done one for myself. And I still like the one that I have for Glitchless 100%. Honestly, the one I did for Glitchless all masks, or for just all masks, I feel like I like, looking at it now, I'm like, I feel like I could have done better. I could have done something better, but it is what it is. I guess I was trying something different for that one, like just trying styles. So I'd probably make it more like the Glitchless 100% style, just in terms of that art style. I'd probably do more like that one. So I still look at that one sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I like that. It's nice when you look at something you made art-wise, like you can look at it like X amount of time later and still be like, yeah, that was good. I like that one. I like how it turned out. It's a nice feeling. Am I committing to using this blue? Because if I just put the dark green, it'll just blend in with like all this other stuff. It will not like pop at all. So I think I have to use this big blue color for these trees. And like I think it is like kind of like a coolish green. It has like just a bit of like a cool like tint, I feel like, to it. It's not just like a green Kirby reference. Maybe we go back in with a little bit of green afterwards. I feel like doing this will make it at least like stick out a bit more. Meanwhile, Bob doing this painting. Crazy thing about it, he'd be done like twice by now, almost. But I wonder how fast I could go in one of these paintings if I was just like locked in the whole time, if I was like not like at all paying attention to Twitch chat or anything. That wouldn't be as fun. That wouldn't be as fun if I just wasn't like, if I wasn't looking at chat or anything. That wouldn't be fun. But it's like, I guess like, yeah, when Bob's painting, you know, he's not like out here like talking to people. He's just commentating himself. He's just saying what's on his mind, but he's not like having to, he's not like, oh, the cameraman's saying something to me. Gotta pause what I'm doing. He's just going with it. Bob also is built different though. He kind of built different. Okay, maybe I just don't put green on here. I don't know. I feel like one thing I've noticed from like doing these paintings is that I think it's good when I make an element not have too many different colors going on, if that makes sense. I guess like trying to keep things as simple as I can make it. Okay, so like this, let me see. Yeah, this green color versus this one, this secondary tone is just ever so slightly darker. I never understand like why like when you go to the palette 2, like this, the white just becomes like red, and then there's a red here, and then like this is like I guess orange. Huh. It's like a very dark orange. It's very dark red. Yeah, like, why is this one like that? I don't know why. It's like different though. It's different from like the regular red. It's so strange. It's very strange that it's like that. And David replying to me. Pausers. You're like getting David messages. Okay, let's get... Yeah, he's got these nice blues going on and like the trees. I don't know if We'll see if we'll be able to match that or not. I guess I'm just using this tone though for that, even though it's like not technically correct. But sometimes we're just making artistic liberties with the paintings. I've said that before, like a bunch with the Mario Paint paintings. Just like, sometimes you have to look at something the way Bob does it and be like, okay, like what's like the closest way I could translate that to Mario Paint, even if it's not like the one-to-one per se. I think that's like, it's an interesting skill. How do I translate this as close as I can be without it being, you know, even though if it's not like one-to-one. It doesn't necessarily have to be congruent if we want to get crazy with the words. Yeah, when was the last time you heard the word congruent? Probably in math class in like grade 10 or something. Let's go back to our base colors. I do like this like the middle area though, like right here. Like I feel like the like middle land, I feel like it's got like the depth conveyed pretty good. I like how that turned out. Gotta get the yellow going there. God, life would be so good if you could make the airbrush tools smaller. It would be so OP if you could do that. That Mario Paint devs knew that'd be broken if you could make the airbrush smaller. That's why they didn't include that tech. They're like, nah. We can't have it be too OP of a tool. I think the airbrush tool generally is just like really good. If we go over with the green, huh? Okay, I'm having second thoughts. So I go back and do that on the other side, maybe. Let's see, let's get this going, a little bit of that, and then we do a little bit of this. And then just a touch of that. Lighter tone, actually, I think. They're like kind of, they're super curvy, kind of. Like that, kind of. You know, where was it? People talking about, I think just like in relation to Switch to the new Star Fox game. I think I remember people talking about like just like the mouse controls, and someone saying, "Oh yeah, I tried the mouse controls for Mario Paint because I forgot Mario Paint was even on Switch Online." And like I just started thinking, I wonder how like weird it felt using like the Switch 2 mouse. Compared to like the OG Super Nintendo mouse, because for anybody watching who doesn't know, you play this game with a mouse that comes with the game, and you actually can only play this game with the mouse. Like you cannot use like a regular controller, like the default Super Nintendo controller for this game. Which is kind of messed up, actually, if you think about it. "52 minutes. Gonna be close. Gonna be close, man." There's kind of like a little bit of that going on. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. Maybe we just tone it back just a touch. Do a bit of that. Go in with a little bit of the dark green. Wrong way. Okay, I should probably do the water. Because I just like haven't done anything with the water yet. Other than just like make it exist as a flat blue tone. I feel like for the water reflections, I like doing it like this with these like the lines. I feel like that usually ends up just like looking better for the sake of it being like a watery like reflection. It also keeps it from feeling too like messy. Yeah, it definitely gives it like an effect. Even though like, if you look at like how it would be in Bob's painting, for example, like his is clearly like just like it's a whole thing of color. It's not like oops, I separate it into individual strokes. But the painting techniques for real paint be hitting different. And I usually like to like kind of like just like do a bit of this, dial it in a little, make it feel more like it's fading out. I think it's pretty effective, honestly. I think it's pretty effective for making it feel like something that sticks out and doesn't just become a mess. So I always feel like that's something you have to like be careful of with doing these Mario paintings. Like you gotta. I feel like it can be easy to go like overboard with something and make it just become kind of like not very legible. Yeah, I need to make space though at the bottom for all this. Like it's gonna go like if I can just keep like that. The water, like these. This like little waterfall in the foreground. A little like overhang. I'm like barely gonna get that in. It looks like. Just barely gonna be able to get the indication of its existence. Because I feel like that's like a pretty important part for the overall composition of this one. So I wouldn't want to miss out on that. I mean, he's got like straight up like just black being used here. It's all right. We got some. I mean, he probably definitely doesn't use like straight up black. It's probably got a little bit of like blue or something in there. Probably got just a touch of blue in the black. And this like on the right here, this is like a bit of like an orange-ish tone. Do we try this one? Are we just getting insane with the color choices? Like it's still like so red. It's very red compared to this. It feels definitely more on the red than the orange. So I think this gives you like basically like 3 reds to pick from. This is kind of more orange looking actually. Huh. I don't know. I think we just stick with the default orange, I think, for this one. I think will be the game plan. Yeah, I always remember in college, one of our teachers just taught us this idea. As he called it, don't use tube colors when painting. Meaning, if you're painting something, like if it's like, oh, I want to paint this thing red, don't just like squeeze some red out of the tube and just like put it on your brush and start painting. Like mix it with like a little bit of something. Mix it with like a little bit of orange or some other color to make it feel like he would say it would make it feel more plasticky if you just like use the color straight out of the tube and didn't do anything with it. Which I would not be surprised if there are a lot of people out there that do that anyways and make it work. It's like a lot of rules in art, they are not absolute. They're not absolute or anything like that. I mean, hell, what if you want something to look plasticky? But he's probably saying that more in like a general rule of thumb of like, you want, you know, getting into the concept of choosing more unique colors and not just, yep, this thing is red. I squeeze red out of the tube of paint and use. I mean, you can see Bob, he does that. Like, he'll be like, yep, I have of all these colors on my palette, and then he'll be like, okay, like for these clouds, like we're gonna take some white and put just a touch of bright red in there. Make it a little pink. Pink is a broken color. Pink is kind of broken, I think, low-key in painting. Just like for color choices, I feel like pink is kind of broken. A broken color, OP. That's kind of an old one. There was like this one profile picture I used a long time ago that was very dominantly pink in a lot of like the colors. I remember that one. I like that one a lot. That's an oldie, which might actually still be my picture on Race Time. Shout out to that website. I haven't been on there in a minute. Rip the Wind Waker arc. If you were there for the Wind Waker arc, you were a real one. Kind of crazy thing about like how hard I went on Wind Waker rando for like that 1 year, and then just completely fell off of it afterwards. After the season ended, just completely stopped doing it, pretty much. It was definitely one of those things where it was like, it was fun. Like, I don't regret doing it, but it's like, at this point in time, also, like, I couldn't imagine ever going back to doing, like, rando stuff, like, in a competitive sense. I feel like towards the end, I just started getting, like, my mindset towards it was not, like, very good, I think, towards the end of Season 5 of Wind Waker rando. I was very much just like, ugh, I'm annoyed. But low-key, I remember like everybody just like was like not playing like after like halfway through like the bracket. Everyone was just kind of like, I'm only playing when I do my tourney race, and then I'm not playing otherwise. I'm like, is this what happens every time? Do people just like get like burnt out after like a few weeks, after like a few months of doing this? I think in like the sense of doing rando competitively, for me, I think it definitely started to get a little when you just had scenarios where it felt like, oh, I'm just like getting fucked because I just happened to not pick the right location to check when there was no like way you could know that by the logic. Like it was just, you just got unlucky because you just didn't pick X location. Which I guess is just the way of the road, just how it goes for stuff like that. Like I remember in season 5, that's a little too angular. It actually was pretty fine. But I remember in season 5, like before it started, in the qualifiers, I came first in one of them by like 8 minutes or something. Because I guess basically the way the seed played out towards the end, you had like everything but like one item, basically. Like I guess like if you did everything in like the optimal order, or like I guess the way most people probably did the seed, and there would be like a leftover like 10 overworld checks, and I just happened to pick the right location to do that had like the last Triforce shard or whatever it was that we needed for the last item. And I guess like I was the only one that chose correct because I just beat everyone by like 8 minutes or something. Kind of funny. Like, yep, just gonna casually win by a lot in that qualifier race. Kind of crazy. It was fun though, and when Wind Waker Rando, I liked that you were basically allowed to do like any glitch you wanted, other than you weren't allowed to do, you couldn't do barrier skip, because that people would hate if you could do barrier skip. I think you were allowed to skip hookshot. I think that was legal to do that. It's just most people didn't go for that. Slash, if you had to do Wind Temple, then you couldn't do that. Regardless. Like it was basically just free reign. Whereas I know for like Majora's Mask randomizer, like they basically do glitchless rule set for the tourneys. Except I know in like MM randomizer glitchless is different from regular speedrunning glitchless because they allow like long jumps, I think. Or recoil flips, whichever one. They allow one but not the other. So it's like, it's just different. But otherwise, you have to play the seeds like glitchless for the most part for MM tourney races. But I don't know. Like I don't know if I would ever want to do MM rando stuff. If they like a glitched MM rando tourney, I would maybe consider it. I don't think I've ever done an MM rando like just fully glitchless. Actually, I think I tried to one time. I think like a long time ago, Justin and I were doing an MM rando, and I think we were doing it like glitchless. I don't know, I always liked it for the Wind Waker rando rule set for tourney stuff. That like, yeah, it was glitchless logic that the seeds were rolled in, but you could do, yeah, pretty much any glitch you wanted. So it would let you, I think, do really interesting route stuff because you could just like skip a check entirely, and then it could be like, you could like get like really deep with like reading the logic of the seed, where you could be like, oh, I glitched and got this item early, and like, oh, I know the item you were supposed to get to do this check is from here, so I don't have to go there anymore because I only needed the item to get this thing and other things. Other things like that. But I think that was a pretty neat part of it. of being able to do storage stuff in Wind Waker. I always like that part of it. But even like when I was playing Wind Waker rando stuff still, I feel like I always had the thought of like, I wish the seeds like were a bit longer. Cause I feel like they always do like pretty short rule sets or pretty short settings overall. So it felt like very much more like, oh, if I like fuck up, it's like so likely I just like auto lose now. Or like I'm just hoping the other player fucks up because the seed's so short, there's like less opportunities to catch up. So I think I was always like, I kind of want like a longer rule set, but that was like usually never the case. I'm actually like, we're actually pretty much done with this actually. Little spritz there. Yeah, the foreground, very small. Tree on the left, very big. I don't know, I think I just call it done there. Damn, I thought I could have cleared the 1 hour this painting. I thought it was going pretty quick, but I guess not. I think this turned out pretty okay. I don't know. The sky is still kind of like rough. I feel like this was a hard sky to like really do like accurate justice compared to Bob's. I think that's just like the way it's painted is kind of hard to recreate. Especially when I'm doing these without not wanting to spend too much time on like, oh, I don't want to spend like 40 minutes doing the sky. But overall, I think it turned out pretty okay for the most part. So we take that. So goodbye, YouTube watchers. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.